Hi there, this is Rahul Inchal, and I'm back with yet another report analysis on exploratory data analysis on telecom churn. Before we get proceed, I just want to explain what do you mean by churn. Churn is the percentage of people who drops out or revoke the subscription within a given period of time. Okay, so that is the meaning of churn. So telecom churn is the data set in which I am going to do the exploratory data analysis, and this is my project summary. Before going further, as usual, I am going to clear all my output so that we can analyze and we can see the output simultaneously. And this is my problem statement, and this is my GitHub link. Okay, now so first and foremost, as we all do, that is importing all the packages, important packages, and also filtering out all the warnings. Now this is my data set which um, I have uploaded onto my GitHub account, and I'm loading the data set from there. Now we can see first I'm making a copy of the data so that the my original data is still intact. So this is my data description. Now state is nothing but the state in like, for example, KS is Kansas. Account length is which means like how long the client has been with the company. Area code is again self-explanatory. International plan. Now international plan says that if the person has taken the international plan or not. So international plan, so for example, this is the person, let's say what, with zero index. He has not taken the international plan, but he has taken the voicemail plan. So yes, it is. And number of vmail messages, like number of voicemail messages is there. Total day in minutes, which means like that person, how much minute he spends in a day, how much minutes he spends in a day, how much calls he attends or makes, how much charge it has been generated. And in further distribution, they have like total evening minutes, total evening calls, and total evening charges. Similarly goes for total night minutes, total night calls, total night charges. And then comes for total international minutes and total international calls and total international charges. So we can see, I just try to annotate so that we get to know about whatever these things are. These three are belonging to the same unit. These three for night, these three for evening, and these three for days. So just to explain, just to analyze the data. Now these three groups are very important for you to understand. So minutes, calls, and charges for the day, and minute calls and charges for evening, minute calls and charges for night, and minute calls charges for international. So these three groups are very important for us to analyze whatever we are going to analyze. Again, we are going to analyze a lot of things based on these things, and also these are some other parameters which we are going to check. So first things first, we are checking for null values. Okay, so I did not run this. Yeah, so first things first, we are checking for null values. As we can see, there are no null values. And then we are checking for duplicates, so there are no duplicates as well. All the accounts are false. So let's go for shapes. So we have 3,333 rows and 20 columns. So duplicate false means there are no duplicates. Okay, now data is clean and has no duplicate values. So let's go for information about what is the data all about. So we can see there are no, all the columns are not null, and all the data types are well within, so we don't have to change anything. So there is no data cleaning part in this. So yeah, and then going for correlation heat map. So we can see, now conclusion what we can make is there is a strong correlated, actually, like say for example, total day charge with total day minutes is a strongly correlated. I mean, like it's entirely correlated. That's why it is one. Similarly goes for total evening charges and total evening minutes. So this is also entirely correlated. And say for example, total night charges and total night minutes. So which means like when we inside we can say is how much minute they have talked. Like for 1 minute they are charging, say example 1 cents if this is in USA, or $1 they're charging. So this is what it is. That's why. So if a customer has called for 20 minutes, now he's being charged as a 20 cents or $20. That's why the entire value of the both the columns is going to remain same, but the unit has different, and again, like the machine does not understand unit, it only understand the numerical values, right? So total night minutes, say for example, yeah, total night charges and total night minutes. So total night minutes maybe is the same, and total night charges will also be same, right? So they both have same numerical values. So that is what. So it goes for everything else: total day minutes and total day charges, again total evening charges, total evening minutes, and similarly it goes on. And we know that diagonal is always same, because uh, correlation with the same column is always 1. Okay, so now this is the observation which we have made. And I guess there are no negative correlated, yeah, there are some negative correlated values which you can again see. Fine. Now we comes for the important aspect, that is data visualization. Now first and foremost thing, first and foremost, I'll just try to print data.df.head. Okay, so yeah, now this is my df, and then I'm going to see how many churn values. Now this is the most important column we have. False means the churn has happened, the customer has revoked his plan, and customer has taken down his subscription. Fine. So yeah, false. And then there are like some true values as well, which means like 483 true values, which means they have continued their subscription, which is what it is. Now regarding any changes we made in this, for the entire data set, we have churn like this. Okay, and then again, like I'm plotting a pie chart for that. That is like 85.5% customer have churned, which means like they have revoked their subscription or membership, and the retention rate was 14.5%. Okay, so that is what which we have mentioned in here. And if you want to know the number of people, so we have value counts in here, and this is in percentages. Now second is checking for churn rate area code wise. So area code wise, so what is the area code? That is 415, 408, and 510. Now these are the 3 unique rates, and then I have grouped the area code with churn, and I stored it in area churn. So I'm like I'm unstacking these things so that I can get the true value as a table, and then I'm plotting the bar graph for that. So which means we can see area 415 has the highest churn rate, but also has the highest retention rate, that we can see, and followed by 408 and then 510. Fine. So I hope that you got that. Now checking for churn rate wise, churn rate state wise. So how many unique state I have? Like KS is Kansas, OH is Oklahoma. I guess I'm not sure about it. So these are all the states in the US. Yeah, OH is Ohio, and say NJ is New Jersey, and similarly, like a lot of say NV is Nevada, and I guess WA is Washington. I'm not sure about it. So yeah, whatever it is, we are just interested in the graphs. Okay, now so I'm just taking. I'm again like I'm taking the I'm grouping it with by state with churn, and also I'm plotting all the graphs for that. For the entire states, there are 50 states, we know that in the US. So there are 50 states, right? So yeah, this is the graph for that. And then we go for the international plans. So those who have international plans, the value count. So there are like 3010 people who don't have international plan, but there are some people who have international plans, that is 323 people. Now again, if you want to plot the graph, so 90.3% of the people don't have international plan, but 9.7 people have international plans. Checking for the churn based on the international plan. Again, I'm grouping it with by, as we know, grouping it with by international plan, the churn, and then I'm finding the unstack value for that, and then I'm plotting the graph for that. So people who have international plan, who don't have international plan, has a high churning rate compared to the people who have the international plan. So this is one good insight which we can draw. So which means those who have international plans, they are really interested into continue their subscription. So the you can see the proportion for that also. Fine. So yeah. So now next question is checking churn on the basis of voicemail plan. And again, we go by graph. So again, it comes down to the same. The proportion remains the same, which means like they almost like churn is more to the people who have no voicemail plan compared to the people who have voicemail plan. Again, there are like a lot of people who don't have voicemail plan for that as well. So that is what it is. Now next is so now I am making a combination of those who have people who have international plan yes and voicemail plan as yes, and then international plan yes, voicemail plan no, and international plan no, voicemail plan yes, international plan no, and voicemail plan as well no. And I'm trying to plot the graph for them. So I have the graph. Now see, now both international is yes and voicemail is yes, international is yes, voicemail is no, international is no, voicemail is yes, international and voicemail both are no. So we can conclude the graph in here, which means the proportion of churn in the people who have both the plans, that is international plan and the voicemail plan, is comparatively less than other, I can say. And also which we can see that there are like lot more people in international who have international plan but no voice plan, right? As we have seen in this, right? As we have not in this as we have seen in this graph, that those who have international plan and no voicemail plan, they have the churning rate in a very good proportion as compared to any other. But the worst performance which we have is a lot of people gets churned out by the subscription who don't have international plan but they have voicemail plan. So this is one insights which we can draw. So one more insight which we can say is from a business point of view, that if a customer is ready to take the subscription of international plan, then it is more likely for that customer that he is going to retain the subscription. So churn is going to be less at that situation. So yeah, that is one insights which we can draw. Next is column wise histogram and box plot univariate analysis, which I have tried to do, and I have done it with the using for loop. So which you can see now, there are a lot of probability density graphs as well. So for the entire things I have done. So from the above distribution chart, we can see that all the columns are symmetric distributed, and mean is nearly same with median for numerical columns. Okay, now these are the insights which we can draw from there as well. Now this is the graphs, and we can like go by the analysis for each and everything if we have in detailed depth analysis. Okay, so now next we go for the state versus average top true churn percentage. Now for that, what am I trying to do? So I'll just try to run all the things, and then I'll just, yeah. Now what am I trying to do? I'm trying to find the mean of the churn according to the state, and then I'm sorting the index from in descending order. Okay, so which means which says that New Jersey and CA California has both same churning rate, and then followed by TX, MD, SC, and all. So which we can see in the graph as well, that California and New Jersey has the same churning rate and highest as well. Okay, so there are a lot more people in the New Jersey and California in USA, that these people are backing off with the subscription. So yeah, that is one insight. So next is state versus average bottom. Now this is bottom. Now this is the bottom plot I have drawn, which means HI. HI means Hawaii, I guess. I'm not sure, but then again we have to check. I guess, did I mention? No, I did not mention. So HI may be Hawaii, and AK means maybe Alaska. So they both have almost like how much? Yeah, almost same churning rate, and they have very less churning rate, which means the telecom company is performing very well in these areas. So this is one insight. There are 51 states having different churn rates. Okay, now these are the things. One digit account length. Now I'm only taking account length. So what do you mean by account length? Is the number of days person has taken the subscription. So I'm taking only single digit, so account length, and I'm storing it in a different data set called one digit. So account length. So you can see account length that has only one digit. So I'm seeing, and there are only like 24 values, in which 22 are false, 22 are true. So this is what it is, which means there are like highly probability that people who have activated the plan for less than 9 days or 9 days, they are more likely to churn. They are more likely to like skip down the or not take the membership further. So account length is the number of days for the customer to be active. So for the new customer, those churning rate is too low, around 8.3%. Okay, so that is what. Now again go for 2 digit. So digit, there are like a lot of people in 2 digit. So again, like churning rate is less compared to the 1 digit in here. And again go for 3 digit. 3 digit is the most. So 3 digit we can see 85%, which we can see from the all the three graphs, that the more the people spend time with the telecom industry, the less the chances are them to churn out. But then again, 85 is considered to be 85 is too much to ask. But then again, compared to the 2 digit and 1 digit and 2 digit, the churn rate here is less. Okay, so yeah, now let's go for a box plot for account length attribute. So false, true. This is what we just explained, and this is what I just explained. Now next we go for voicemail. Voicemail is again like how many people have taken voicemail plan. So 72.3% of people have not taken voicemail plan, and only 27.7% have taken voicemail plan. That is like number you can see in here. Yeah, now let's see voicemail plan with respect to churn. Okay, so now this is the churn, and I have tried to find out the mean of that. Okay, so yeah, and then I'm plotting the graph for that, which means like if the person is he is not taking the churn, or he's not taking the voicemail plan, he's more likely to churn the I mean like give out the subscription. Okay, now this is what it is, and this is what I mentioned in here. So customer with voicemail plan tend to churn less frequently. Okay, so yeah, next is area code with respect to churn. Again, area code. So yeah, this is, so which means like again we have seen in the previous graphs itself, during the initial graphs. So area code 510 has most amount of churn than compared to other areas. 408 is followed by 510, and 415 is the least. Okay, and we can see from the number as well, and I found out the mean of that. So almost like they are almost same in terms of mean, but again like there has to be someone topper and someone at the last. Okay, so next is overall calls in a day. Next is overall calls in a day. So I've grouped this overall calls day with churn, along with I have found out the mean of total day minutes, total day calls, and total day charges. And which we can see that total day minutes is 175.17, total day calls is 100. Mean, I'm talking about the mean, guys. Okay, not the sum, not the value count. And total day charge is 29.7. Now these all, if this happens and the churn rate is it has been churned, and those people who have retained have a mean total day charges is 35, 101 as the day calls, and 206.91 as the total day minutes, right? And this is the same graph for that, so which we can see in here. Okay, so again like this was for the day. Remember I just annotated and in the previous graph. So in the data set, when I was explaining about the data columns, so at that time, so overall calls in the evening. So again we have grouped it by evening minutes, and this is the graph. Okay, and overall calls at night, this is the, I have again grouped it with night minutes, night calls, and night charges, and this is the graph for that. Okay, so which we can see clearly. Now average calls of total days. Okay, now average calls of total days, again I have like did that. Now total day calls, total eve calls, and total night calls. So I have done that, which we can see like the churn rate is not very much compared to the like other graphs, and all are same, majorly all are same, which we can say. Fine, and then average calls by, okay, average calls for total day minutes, evening minutes, and night minutes on the basis of, yeah. So yeah, this is one it is. Yeah, which we can say compared to the total day calls, evening calls, and night calls. This in the evening, the churn rate is less. The churn rate is less for day minutes. Okay, the retention is more. Similar, not it. Yeah, similarly for the other two, evening minutes and night minutes as well. Okay, so now total day charges is here. Yeah, again, like this is you can see again the observation for the entire plot, which what we can make out is churn customers speak more minutes than non-churn customers at day, evening, and night, hence they pay more charges than non-churn customers, right? So yeah, we can retain the customers if we include master plans, and like we roll out some offers to them as well. Now customer service calls, let's go for customer service calls. Where do we have customer service calls? Yeah, customer service calls. Now what do you mean by customer service calls? Let's see. What do you mean by customer service calls? Number of calls to customer service. So how many numbers of calls a customer service had? Okay, so yeah, this is, and again I have churned it with the, or I have grouped it with by grouped it by the churn, and then I found out the mean of that. So yeah, so there are like 0% or those people who make no calls to the customer service churns out to 13.19%, and this list goes on. Those people who makes nine calls, approximately nine calls to the customer service, drops out 100%. Of course, if the person has issue with the telecom industry, then a telecom company which they have taken the subscription for, and they are making a calls to customer service 9 times, then definitely there has to be something wrong, and that's why they must have dropped out. So which means this is the what it is. So anyway, any customer who is making a call like 0, 1, 2, 3, they are having some, like they are having some minute issues, and they are getting clarified. That's why they are not churned, they are not giving up on the subscription. But those who are calling the customer service for 9 times, of course it's a self-explanatory that they are bound to revoke their subscription. Now this is my project on telecom churn, guys, and whatever I've discussed now, this is what it is. Now this is the observation for this, and this is my conclusion. You can definitely look get a look onto it, and if you want to go, if you want to access this project, the here is my GitHub link. I have mentioned it. Here is my GitHub link. You can like definitely where it is. Yeah, here it is my GitHub link. You can always access that. And yeah, this is it from this side. I am Rahul Incha signing off. See you in the next report. Cheers.